Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Apex Racing TV and to the BSR MX5 Winter Series. Andrew Woodhouse and Alex Simpson here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course in the United States. Now, last week we were at the Brands Hatch circuit, of course, Alex, but a few issues there. So we believe that last week's results have been scrapped.
Yeah, that's what we're hearing. So the series is going to basically reset now. I've changed the name on the broadcast to Round 1. So yeah, consider the last week the media day, which is quite funny in itself.
Well, it was media day, wasn't it? One way or the other. I think less said about that, the better, I guess. On to the starting grid. Josh Thompson on pole position. He's been doing very well recently. He did well last week, of course, and he'll be looking to get some good points on the board this week. Aaron Nom in second place. Kevin Augustinson in third. Nathaniel Simpson up there in fourth. That's a great qualifying from him. Anwar Smith in fifth. With Steve Hefford sixth. Diogo Melro in seventh. Johnny Brandon eighth. Ninth for Stephen Baxter. Dennis Melcher in 10th. Michael Evdocker in 11th. George McClay 12th. And Cesare Rizzo in 13th, 14th for Gary Feekins, Pete Newman in 15th, 16th Ben Hackerson, Steve Levelia in 17th, Jamie Ayres in 18th, David Waldock 19th, 20th Adam McNally 21st, Jack McIntyre 22nd, Adam Broughton Grant 23rd, Gareth Hickling, then Stuart Atkinson in 24th, 25th Adam Hedgecock, and then Dan McCauley 26th, Simon Field 27th, 28th, Lorne Murray 29th, Thorsten Helgeson, and then Jörg Danke in 30th, Lee Berridge 31st, 32nd, David Ayres, Robert Lundgren 33rd, Andrew Whitehead 34th, 35th is Adam Delmont, Richard Warmingham 36th, Joe McDonald 37th, Lee Deemer 38th, Peter Van Gool 39th, and then, I'm sorry guys, it's Wright, Hardy, Clark, Rutty, Barry, Bond, Graham, Jones, Holmes, Roberts, Verke, Stevens, and Jackson makes up the rest of the field. I'm gutted I couldn't quite fit that in. All right, we're ready to go.
52 of them as well, so
52.
Amazing turnout.
One for every week of the year. Hopefully we don't have that many accidents. Let's see. Green light is on at Mid-Ohio. Fantastic circuit this. It's very, very technical. And turn one is a challenge all in itself. Field ploughs into turn one. Thompson. Oh, look at that. Well, that's of course the short version of the circuit. We didn't actually mention that. Yeah. But I'm not sure that a couple of the drivers remembered that.
No, I think coming through turn one, they're all full expecting that little run, weren't they?
It's always instinct.
Surprise! There it is, that little right-hander straight away. So
always instinct when you go towards a hairpin. And yeah, well, there's another hairpin, but it's Thompson's lost it. Thompson's around. And he's going to be dropping down out to the top 10. And there's a crash. Newman got hit. And he's in the middle of the course. He's rolling back. He's very sensibly just letting it roll. Although someone's hit him. Someone came through and absolutely slammed into the Momo racing car.
Oh, God. Newman just trying to get his car out of the way now. And, yeah.
Oh, I can hear
Such a tight little course, isn't it? So I'm not surprised we see some of this on the first lap. But yeah, Aaron Nom.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot more of it as well, mate. I think because there aren't that many overtaking opportunities, not traditional ones anyway, where you can be late on the brakes. So Hefford and Melro, and that was poor, and it results in both of them spinning round. That was not very good indeed from either of them.
Now Melro just has to be very patient there as well. Back it up. There you go. Come on, you could get going again. Oh, my grandma could turn better than that. Come on.
I think. Dear me, I think. Yeah, oh dear. And now he's just hit another car as well. He's now hit Peter Van Gool because he's trying to make up for lost time, I guess. Stevens is overtaking him. Meanwhile, at the front, Aaron Nom is in the lead, bouncing over all the various crests here at Mid-Ohio. Of course, it's a 3.2 kilometre course here, 13 corners. And it's very undulating, and it is pretty tricky. It doesn't look massively difficult first time you come to it, but in order to drive it fast, mate, there's a lot of things you have to think about.
Yeah, I tell you, there's a lot of places that will catch you out. We saw, you know, Josh, he's been on fire recently, you know, just at the top of that crest. On the power too heavy there, the car gets a bit light, and yeah, it can bite you. So that's exactly what's happened. So, and just a couple of curbs here and there as well. The car just doesn't react particularly nicely when you come off of them. So you just have to be careful. The MX5 can bite you in places. So, yeah. But I'll tell you what, it is a great track to race. Once you get side by side, we've got someone off in the background. I think that's Hackerson looking at the just catching the purple colour that was on screen for a split second.
One thing I noticed that Aaron Om's doing is he has a 1 second lead at the moment. Aaron Om, the Estonian driver in the TBR car, he's sacrificing turn 1 somewhat to get back over to the left hand side and make sure that he nails that right hander onto the back straight, because that's the key point on this circuit, I believe.
Yeah, the longest straight away section that we have. I mean, it's pretty long normally, but you know, here is probably the draft's not going to have quite such an effect because it has been sort of cut in half. But it's still important to maximise that section. We've got back marker. Are we going slowly? I think letting some of the leaders through.
The rest of them are still.
Into the pits. Who's that?
It was a Momo car with the yellow one.
I think it is a back marker. So yeah, that's fine.
Could be Roy Ververke, is it? No, it's not. It's
Craig Jones.
It's Jones. It's similar colour. Apologies to Roy, but look at the car. Kevin Augustinissen is in second place and going pretty well, starting third. A little update on Josh Thompson actually after he crashed and after he spun off and slid down the field. He's up to 19th at the minute, but again he's going to find it fairly tough. In qualifying, not a lot of difference between the drivers, and I think Thompson's going to have to try and make a few things happen, which usually doesn't end up going that well for him.
Yeah, the divide between controlled aggression and yeah, just throwing it in there. It's a very fine line, isn't it? And
great battle.
Josh sometimes wanders the other side without realising it. So, but like people have said on the Facebook group, you know, it's been really on form of late, even with that little mistake that he made. So
look at this battle for 14th as well, Alex. It's tremendous. It's McNally, Hefford, Lavallee, McIntyre, Waldock, and it is Thompson.
Yeah, Hefford goes through.
Oh no!
Yeah.
That's McNally.
Yeah.
Oh, and Thompson hits.
That's that curve I was on about.
Yeah, and Thompson just shoved his way through. He's having none of it.
Round the outside of the corner. That's it. Go.
Who?
Let's give everyone. They're all being too polite now. They're all worried about this rejoin. Make sure you have a safe rejoin. Just cruise around the outside of the corner. You're fine.
They're having fun there at the back. Aaron Om's got a lead of nearly 3 seconds now after. So that on the last lap he was 1.1 seconds quicker than the rest of them.
Yeah, did Augustison and Smith have a little battle? I think they did, and that sort of released him somewhat. But we know how quick he is, so I'm not surprised to see him pulling away at the front.
Over 8,000 iRating Aaron Om, and doesn't need any encouragement to go fast. He's gobbling up the competition here.
The pits as well. That's a problem for Jackson. Now slipping down the order.
Yep.
Oh, and there's a hit there as well. That was pretty shabby. Oh, this is going to cause some problems.
Oh, 41.
Got Smith right in the middle of the hairpin. I think that was. I'm not sure who that was who actually hit him. Whoever was in fourth, was it?
Nathaniel Simpson has gone. Yeah, Nathaniel Simpson's gone off.
Yeah, Simpson just hit him from behind, I think, and yeah. Oh, oh dear. McIntyre. He was around the outside of Smith, and Smith was like, no, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Gareth Hicklin as well. We saw him in the background, just having a little moment. So
this puts Johnny Brandon up to third place, Alex, and there'll be nobody more surprised than him, I think. Gary Feekins is up to 4th as well. So did something else go on involving more people? Was it just Smith was Baxter involved in that as well? I think he was, because Baxter's down behind Nicholas Rotti. Oh no, Nicholas Rotti's out. Hold on. Baxter's down to 7th. Yeah, something must have gone on, because he's got a lot of damage on that. So, and side by side between Feekins and Rizzo, 4th and 5th. Carry around the outside. There's already taken the very high line, which can work sometimes. Oh, and somebody's sticking.
Trying to get involved in that. Not sure why we haven't got Dennis's livery.
And he's having a look.
Trading paints, Dennis. To come up.
It's rookie white for Melchert tonight. Very close between these two. Battling over 4th place, 4th and 5th.
Also side by side, that is Hefford and Ayres, teammates. And Ayres goes through. Hefford, I don't know if he got any damage from his hit earlier on. It was with Melrose, wasn't it? So
yeah. Possible. Don't know. Oh, inside goes Baxter on Simpson. Not Simpson. 55.
Evdoka. Yep.
Baxter then.
Yeah, that car's got no straight line speed as it has crumpled in all the wrong places to get a bit of a run. So.
Trying his best, isn't he? 17. Who's that?
Oh, he's
Jamie Ayres.
Yeah, from Ayres.
Jamie Ayres stuck the Momo racing car into quite a small space. Can't sneak past Stephen Baxter that easily though. This time anyway. Johnny Brandon is closing the gap to 2nd. Augustinusson has to get going. Only 1.2 seconds at the moment now.
Still side by side between the teammates.
Well, they're still going, are they? Ayres and
10th
Hefford.
place. And Hefford's come out on top this time. Just to have a little pop at Baxter and Co ahead.
And that's George McClay. Just in behind them. Oh, and up the inside goes Melchert.
Pretty wide on the exit of the hairpin.
Absolutely no prisoners at the hairpin. Having a go at Rizzo and having a go at Evdoka. Melchert crumpling the front of his MX5. Rizzo and Evdoka going to battle. Melchert trying to sneak through. Rizzo goes a bit wide, but he's still alongside. Oh, that's good. Alongside Evdoka. Oh, and I can hear some contact behind. That is Ayres and Hefford again, I think.
Got Josh Thompson coming through as well. Got himself up to 13th, trying to go around the outside a bit wide on McClay, but he's got the run. I think he's going to get this move done.
Good considering he was facing the wrong way. As Rizzo goes through, Melchert's trying to go through. He's almost leaning on Evdoka. Baxter's still in there. Melchert's trying to use the momentum and some of that newer tarmac around the outside and gets, well, he stays ahead of Baxter. And number 17, Jamie Ayres, having a look on Baxter as well. Baxter's got to give him the room, but it's much more beneficial. Oh, late on the brakes for Ayres. That's nice. I was going to say it's much more beneficial here to be on the outside in turn 1, just because of how short the run is into 2.
Yeah, I think Jamie realised though he could go around the outside because he'd have the run then off of turn 2, and yeah, the damaged Baxter really needs to be tucked up in the slipstream, and that's kind of what Jamie really prevented there, wasn't he? So good move.
Yeah.
Five seconds clear up front. He's not had much airtime.
Oh.
Johnny Brandon's closing in on Kevin for second place though. Augustusson is going to have to, he's going to have to step on it in the last couple of laps because I feel like he's going to come under a little bit of pressure. Last lap time was a couple of tenths of a second slower, so yeah, it's on for second place.
See what it is this time, 3/10 of a second. So yeah, I think Johnny's going to have to go some, but just 2 laps to go. Yeah, Alex, it's going to be tough. Oh, now that's Baxter and Hefford side by side. Hefford slides the Mazda in front, going through. Well done by Steve. It's a good move there. Really good. And at the front of the pack now is Feekins, Rizzo and Evdoka again. And it's Melcher. As you said earlier on, the draft not really coming into play here. It's good because we're getting to see who the fastest drivers are. There's very little assistance. They don't have really time to get into the slipstream, do they really?
No, not at all. Still great big packs actually everywhere as well. So
qualifying times were very, very close though. Only if you discount the top 4, everybody else pretty much within a second and 1.2 seconds. So
on a lap of the race then, and the gap's closed up another tenth of a second. Not a huge amount this lap, but yeah, Brandon definitely in, I would say, striking distance now. Needs to nail the first couple of corners. See if he can put the pressure on Kevin for that P2.
Not many opportunities left for Johnny Brandon. Oh, look at that. Ayres up the inside on Melcher into turn 2. Melcher's trying to defend, and also Feekins and Rizzo, you can see at the front of the group. Put your attention to that. Feekins staying ahead, so if Rizzo's got some damage there because doesn't look that quick in a straight line. Melcher's around. Melcher around.
Thompson just drove around a whole load of them there. So he finds himself back into 10th. It's a good recovery. We need to pay a little attention to the leader for a moment. He's been out front for a while. Just drove away from the field.
Yeah, indeed. And well, he's getting a little tiny bit of airtime now. Well, that's all really. But well-deserved victory for Aeronom. He wins the first round of the evening. What may turn out to be the first round of the season. Well done to him. 5.5 seconds over Kevin Augustusson in second place, Johnny Brandon in third. Who's going to get fourth? It's going to be Gary Feekins. That's a good performance. He only started 14th, Alex, and that's very, very good to make up 10 spots in such a short race.
Yeah, good drive. And just having a look at some of the other packs that are starting to come through now. Adam Broughton Grant there. And I think he actually might have just lost the place on the line there. That was very close. Peter Van Gaal, Gareth Hicklin, then Cole coming through. You've got Roy Verke and Stuart Atkinson coming across 33rd and 34th.
Lee Berridge has just taken his side by side. Michael Barry and Lee Berridge.
Have it.
Berridge going through into 39th place. I take it you weren't talking about this just then. What was it? What did you say?
No, something else across the line. I'm not sure who it was actually.
I bet it was Melrose and Stevens, was it?
Let's have a look. I think it might well have been. Yeah, Roberts is in and around there. Yeah, I'm sure Kip was involved in it, but it wasn't. I don't know who the other car was, but Roberts managed to avoid them anyway. Yeah,
it's Melrose and Stevens. Melrose have it for some reason. Just deciding he wants to drive like a lunatic in this race, but that's fine. Well, all the stewards will have something to say on that one. But yeah. There we go. That completes round 1 action from Mid-Ohio. And here's the final result then. Aeronom taking the win by 5.5 seconds. Johnny Brandon just half a second behind. Feekins. Gary Feekins in 4th position ahead of Cesare Rizzo with Michael Evdoka in 6th. 7th, Jamie Ayres. Stephen Baxter in 8th. Steve Hefford 9th and 10th for Josh Thompson. Anwar Smith was next in 11th. Ahead of George McLean, Nathaniel Simpson, Steve Leverley and Daniel McCauley. And then 16th was Jack McIntyre, Brian Holmes in 17th, 18th for Dennis Melcher, 19th for Ben Hackerson, 20th Adam Delmont, 21st Adam Broughton Grant, 22nd Adam Hedgecock, 23rd Thorstein Helgeson, 24th Luke Clark, 25th Adam McNally, 26th for Joe McDonald. Laura Bond then was 27th. She started 45th, so that was a good performance there. Gareth Hickling in 28th. 29th, Peter Van Gool. Max Wright in 30th, up 10 positions. 31st was Simon Field. 32nd, Lee Deemer. 33rd, Roy Verke up 17. Stu Atkinson 34th. Pete Newman in 35th. Diogo Melro, we saw him in 36th. Ahead of Kip Stevens, John Roberts in 38th. Then Lee Berridge 39th, Michael Barry 40th, and then into the 40s with Andrew Whitehead in 41st, Robert Lundgren 42nd, Lorne Murray 43rd, 44th was Robert Graham, and he was the last car in the lead lap. One lap down was David Ayres and also Craig Jones. And then the cars that retired, well, there were 6 of them: David Waldock, Jörg Dankert, Rob Jackson, Nicholas Roty, Carl Hardy, and Richard Warmingham.
Well done, mate. You got them all
right
in this time. No cutting corners or anything, so...
No time limit, it helps.
Good race, that one. I enjoyed that. I think we're going to have a good 3 more races to come. So don't go anywhere, anyone. We're going to spin the wheel, see where that reverse grid takes us. Let me bring it up on screen.
Well, it was a good race, and we're going to see... it's a full. It most likely will be Craig Jones. 46.
There'll be a full. It's coming into play. Oh, we might just miss it. Still pretty large though, 29.
29, that goes to Peter Van Gool. So those 10 positions he gained during the race going to be, well, proven to be very, very useful indeed as he goes on to pole position. So we'll see how he gets on after the break here on Apex Racing TV as the BSR MX5 Winter Series continues.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series, and since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
in the outside, contact made, 56 slides it into 4, who's gonna be into stripe, dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back to Mid-Ohio and the BSR MX5 Winter Series. Andrew Woodhouse and Alex Simpson for Apex Racing TV, bringing you all the action from race 2 of the 4 that we are scheduled for tonight. Well, Alex, only 30 seconds to go. I haven't really got a lot of time to talk through the grid, but I'm sure it's going to be exciting with nearly 30 cars reversed.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. Just seeing it up on screen. We'll just get through real quickly. But yeah, it's going to be another good race, I'm sure. Who is on the pole? I didn't quite catch that.
Peter Van Gool on pole, Gareth Hicklin second, Laura Bond third, John McDonald fourth, Adam McNally fifth, Luke Clark in sixth, Thorstein Helgeson seventh, Adam Hedgecock eighth, and Adam Broughton Grant, then Adam Delmont in 10th. So 3 Adams all together, and we're missing an Adam in the commentary box. Who's going to be missing the mark out on the track? We go then, green light is on. Got a wheel spin from Van Gool as he gets underway. Makes a good start though. He's clear into the first corner, which is always important here. Doesn't get his line disturbed. Gareth Hicklin in second place in the other Youth Energy car. Van Gool unnecessarily tight into turn 2 really.
Oh, there's a bit of contact further back.
Here a lot of it. In fact, there's a Youth Energy car around. I can't quite see.
And Baxter as well. Someone else off wide.
It's cars.
Cars facing the wrong way.
3
in the
cars
hairpin.
piled in. 47.
Brian Holmes facing the wrong way.
Richard Warmingham.
Poorly.
I think Nicholas Roti was also in there as well.
Yeah, a lot of people involved, unfortunately.
The driver's taking it nice and steady at the beginning, and others not so much, but Van Gool continues to lead. He's doing a good job out there. Remember how quick he was at Watkins Glen, Alex? I remember him being pretty much the fastest man out there in the early going.
Yeah, don't see any reason why he can't, you know, try and break away here as well. Hicklin's not slow at all by any means. Laura Bond obviously got her first win in the BSR TC this season. Also not slow, seems to do well. Has a bit of bad luck, I think, in this car more than anything. And what we've got McNally behind as well. McNally's quite quick. He was towards the front, wasn't he, in the last race, and then got collected in an incident. So he's got to have a good chance in this one.
Oh, Luke Clark, look at that. Luke Clark up the inside and into Adam McNally. I was going to say watch out for Luke Clark. He gained quite a lot of positions on the previous race, but he just hit the Youth Energy car going into the hairpin.
Yeah,
but that'll endear him to
but give the top 3 a little bit of a buffer now.
3 wide behind. Oh, that's not going to work. Hedgecock and Thompson and Hefford, or McIntyre, sorry, car 1, was reigning champion of the series.
It was a reasonable reverse grid, so I have to say, quite surprised to see, as Delmont's dropping down the order, Thompson up and into 10th place already. What, we reversed 29 cars, didn't we? So it would have been 19th. So he's up 9 spots already. That's
yeah, amazing.
Yeah,
start.
It says 6 actually, so I don't know if there was some mix-up somewhere, but
no, he started in 20th. It says on my screen anyway. Oh, of course, McIntyre.
The positive will probably change once he crosses the start-finish line, I think.
We'll look then at the front once more. Van Gool still leading.
Indeed, he does.
Peter's got his hands full, Alex. I think now Gareth Hickling, Laura Bond. Bond going for the inside. And
around the outside, McNally as well. That's because they all checked up quite a bit.
It was a fairly late cover by Hickling, but it was perfectly fair.
Yeah.
He's got to turn right at some point, hasn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
Now Bond under pressure from Youth Energy car of McNally, and then behind him is Clark, as we mentioned, and then Hackerson. Then side by side between Hefford and Thompson. That one could get extremely feisty. Oh, it's McIntyre and Thompson. Identical Momo racing cars there, Alex, just to make it easy for us. Apart from the Hefford with the yellow rims, actually.
That's it, you always got to remember the yellow rims. That's how I normally try and do it. I mean, they do have the sponsor colours are also...
Fantastic from McIntyre, Alex, around the outside. Thompson got a bit of a twitch on, and that was brilliant driving.
Yeah, sponsor colours are purple instead of yellow as well, and then the blue one just behind. Who's going to get a run on Thompson as well? Thompson gets pinned down nice and tight. And
no, they're both the same colour to me.
Really?
They're both bright yellow on trading paints for me.
Oh, I've got purple and got purple, yellow, and blue.
Oh well. Apologies then. But yeah. Anyway, Van Gogh still leads the way.
Clark and Hackinson as well. Continuing that battle from what was a lap ago.
Yeah, not too much to choose between them at this early point of the race. Lap 4 of 12 here in the second race of the evening at 4. And really, it's only the second race of the season. If you, I believe last week was scrapped. Not an official confirmation of that, but
yeah, we just had a little notification, didn't we, in the chat on Facebook earlier today. So that's why we've renamed it Round 1. But yeah, don't take our word from it, of course.
yes, it is.
So you, yeah, make sure you speak to the admin so they know.
That's done it now, hasn't it?
They've probably posted already. To be fair, I haven't been in the Tuesday group today. So.
No, I'll be honest. I've not gone near him for a while. I'm a bit scared of it now. I feel like the old flame retardant suit is needed.
Dropped down a couple of places this lap. Thompson
Who's that,
again,
sorry?
looking at McIntyre. These guys are having a great little battle. The Momo guys, they won't let up too easily.
3 or 4 different lines into the hairpin. And Thorstein Helgeson's in there, the Icelander, in the My Little Pony car.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of flags working as well this week. I managed to get some corrected.
Oh, McIntyre hit the curb hard, but he's going to try and usurp Luke Clark. Thompson has spun.
Same place as last time. Was there contact this time?
Different corner, I think.
No, that's exactly where he lost it in the first race. Let's go back and just see if there was any contact.
He lost it in turn 1 last time.
No, that was where he lost it. Coming over the crest. Wasn't turn 1. In race 1, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, okay.
I'll let you watch it back. He did get a little nudge this time, though.
Stupid then. Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, he did get a little nudge this time, so not his doing. I mean, he lost what, 4 or 5 places in the end, so it wasn't too bad. But yeah, all that good work in lap 1 has been undone.
Right then. Oh, pretty close, isn't it?
Yeah, nothing's really spreading apart. Van Gogh still leads.
Rizzo nearly losing it, but just got past McIntyre as well.
Melro again,
really
around at the hairpin. He's having a mare today. Side by side with Kip Stevens again. They had fun in the last race.
Yeah.
See if there's any post race 1 shenanigans that are going to go off.
Probably. Just behind them.
All looks good.
That's Joe McDonald just with a little nudge on Stevens. McDonald's in 23rd. In front of
Joe
the
was further up a minute ago, so I don't know all of a sudden how the back there. Maybe I was wrong.
He was,
oh no, sorry, getting confused with Luke Clark.
He qualified 4th,
don't know
mate,
why,
so you might be right. He qualified 4th on the grid.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I didn't qualify 4th, he was put 4th.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't know. Dennis Melcher.
Oh no.
Max Wright's around. Melrose off.
Melro on Max Wright. Yeah, just the smallest of nudges, but it's just as you go into that crest on the penultimate corner and Max full on the brakes. Car rear end comes up, gets light, and there's more.
There's a crash on the main straight.
Who's
more
involved?
Murray.
Melcher as well.
Oh, there's loads of them actually. There's 4 or 5 of them. What on earth's happened? What's happened there? Oh, it was a bit of a pile-up actually. A few of them off. Someone in the gravel. That was Melcher. Waldock and Barry had to scarper off onto the side of the track as well. Melrose in there. Melrose still behind Max Wright.
And
after he knocked him off. It's not happening for Melrose, is it?
No, not today at all. You know, people sometimes you just get those meetings, don't you? Always have a mare.
Where you hit
seems to be what it's going to be for Melrose tonight.
Peter Van Gool's starting to break away now from Gareth Hicklin. He seems to have had the best of him.
Yeah, 0.7 of a second. And I tell you, the guys coming under ever increasing pressure is Luke Clark. He's got Momo guys behind him now. In McIntyre and Rizzo. And yeah, starting to get a bit of pressure.
Laura Bond's dropped down several spots on that lap. Started the lap in third, 15th now. So
yeah, 125.9. I missed what happened to Laura just completely. So and off somewhere.
Clark's under a lot of pressure from McIntyre, who's blinking. He's also coming under pressure from his teammate Rizzo.
Oh, Thompson and is that? I think that's Kevin.
It's Kevin
Augustin, yeah. In very.
Thompson's hit him.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, he was there.
Oh no, he was on the inside.
Yeah, you got to leave the room. You can't just turn in there and expect the car to disappear. You know, when a driver's there showing his nose, you know, I think if you're gonna turn in like that.
No, that's not Thompson's fault. No way.
You're gonna expect.
We said it last night, didn't we? That a couple of guys in the GTs just turned across people, didn't they, when they were already alongside? Lee Berridge has made up 23 places. He's having a good meeting. Gary Feekins just behind. He had a really good race.
Good exit from the final corner for McIntyre. This straight's just so short, so hard to get a run. Remember when we used to do the IndyCar around here a lot?
Yeah.
Such a short circuit then as well, almost impossible to get a run.
And Hicklin's been eased out of second place by Hackerson. I don't know where Hackerson came from, but I know where he is now, and he's second place. I know where he's going, which is towards Peter Van Gool. And they're all over the place behind. Anwar Smith was trying to overtake Steve Hefford on the grass. Thompson's trying to go around the outside of Aaron Nom. And Nom's hit Thompson.
Thompson disqualified.
Well, that's not what he wants, especially after having such a good... It's all gone wrong for him after having such a good meeting last week.
Yeah.
Of course,
he got hit twice there, so that's 8, but obviously 1 4X was on his, and you know, and that's the risk you take when you do sort of, you know, keep your nose in there and expect that you're going to get a 4X. You know, you do run the risk of being disqualified.
Oh, what a move by McIntyre around the outside of Luke Clark in the final sector. You can't do that very often.
Yeah, great move. Clark already looking to see if he can fight back into turn 1, but just not getting enough of a run. McIntyre looking at Hicklin.
Hackerson and Van Gogh. And
that a bit of a carbon copy of what just happened the previous lap with Hackerson. Did he try the same move?
Hackerson tried to go around the outside and then cut across Van Gogh. Nothing Van Gogh could do. He was as close to the inside as he could get. Hackerson being optimistic, he had a lot of the corner on the outside to use. Didn't quite use it. More contact behind as well. I can hear it, and I think that's McIntyre and Gareth Hickling making contact with each other. McIntyre's through into the third now. That puts McNally up in second. Luke Clark's still in 5th. Rizzo is 6th. 7th is Smith, and then it's Brandon, Nom, and Delmont.
Sizable gaps now as well.
Van Gogh will be happy with that, because it was looking like his stay at the top might be pretty short-lived. A new lease of life, and McNally, who started 5th, is coming after him, but I don't know if McNally's got enough pace really. 1:18.9 for Van Gogh, and McNally 1:19.0. The other Adams all started together, 8th, 9th and 10th. Hedgecock's 16th. Broughton Grant 37th, although he just usually gets hit out of pretty much every race he does. And Delmont is actually 6 laps down, so he's not in this group, Adam Delmont.
Yeah, and Hefford dropping down the order as well, so he's out.
Is that disqualified, I bet?
No, he's not been disqualified, he's in the pits, so...
Somebody hit him earlier on, didn't they?
Yeah, something.
Well, Gary Feekins is around, so I wonder if... That'll be unrelated.
That was about half a lap ago.
Oh, Feekins. Oh, Feekins lost it and went into the My Little Pony car. I don't know who. That's Helgeson who bore the brunt of that. I think he's okay.
Yeah, he's disqualified now as well. Contact, I guess, with Whitehead. Let's have a little look. Yeah, side by side, having a little battle. Just chucking it in. It wasn't. To be fair, I don't think he was far enough alongside Whitehead to be given the room there. So in contrast to what Thompson was. So again, one for the review and admin team to have a little look at that one. We're on to final lap of the race. Adam McNally 0.4 of a second behind as they come out of turn 2. So this race isn't wrapped up yet. Obviously they are teammates though, so maybe he'll be a little bit kind.
Yeah, but Youth Energy have a history of running into each other. So we'll see if that carries on. Van Gool's led every single lap of the race so far. Ali, like I say, started in 5th place. Well, be the win, can't he? It's only got a couple of corners to go. Forget just how short this short version of Mid-Ohio actually is. Peter Van Gool is fast right, fast left, sorry, and then the final sector, and here comes McNally. He's just smell the victory up the inside. Who's that coming in? McIntyre, reigning champion, looking to pick up the pieces. Van Gool a little bit wide, pressure showing maybe, but he's going to get there in the end. Peter Van Gool is going to take race 2 of the evening. Brilliant performance for Youth Energy with Adam McNally in 2nd and Jack McIntyre in 3rd. Clark does take 4th in the end. Just
happened to Nom all of a sudden dropped down the timing order.
8th place for him.
Oh, that's weird. As soon as he came across the line, the timing screen chucked him to 37th, so I don't know quite what happened there.
It's alright, unless he's had a penalty or something.
All the places on the screen will be showing a little bit wrong now because of that. But
Rob Graham, Steve Levalle and David Ayres and Michael Barry still going for it at the end, and Richard Warmingham. That goes to Rob Graham, 25th. That's good from Rob Graham. That's 19 positions gained. The Automec driver.
And Broughton Grant and Roy Verke, very close.
Yeah, Roy picking up 33rd, which is exactly where he started. Craig Jones coming across. Lorne Murray, who was involved in that sizable sort of fracas on the main straight. Gonna cruise across the line and pick up 37th place, last car on the lead lap. What do you make of that then, mate? That was quite interesting.
Yeah, another good race. Peter drove a good one, and you know, start to finish, come under that little bit of pressure from Hackerson, and right at the end there at the death. So, but yeah, just kept his cool, and yeah, the instant. I'm sure that will get reviewed with Ben, but I can't see that Peter could have done anything other than he did. You know,
he was on the inside.
Yeah, he was right on the inside. So I think he'll keep that win. No issues there.
Almost certainly. Right then, and Van Gool does take the win. So 2nd round of the season goes to him. Adam McNally in 2nd. Jack McIntyre 3rd. Luke Clark 4th. 5th for Anwar Smith. 6th Johnny Brandon. 7th Gareth Hicklin. Aeronom in 8th. Cedro Rizzo 9th. And Kevin Augustinissen in 10th. 11th place for Laura Bond. And then 12th was Ben Hackerson with Lee Berridge, as I mentioned on commentary, making up those 26 spots to finish in 13th. Orstein Helgeson in 14th, Adam Hedgecock 15th, and then 16th for Kip Stevens. 17th was Joe McDonald, Michael Evdoka in 18th, with Pete Newman 19th, David Waldock 20th, 21st Max Wright, 22nd Diogo Melro, 23rd is Lee Deemer, 24th is Stuart Atkinson, 25th Robert Graham, 26th Steve Lavallee, 7th David Ayres, Michael Barry 28th, Richard Warmingham 29th, Andrew Whitehead 30th. Joe Danker 17 positions gained up into 31st, Dennis Melcher 32nd, Roy Verke 33rd, Adam Broughton Grant 34th, Jamie Ayres in 35th place, Craig Jones 36th, Lon Murray 37th, and then one lap down Carl Hardy, so if it's full it will be he who gets pole, and then retirements: Gary Feakin, Steve Hefford, Josh Thompson, Adam Delmont, Robert Lundgren, John Roberts, Simon Field, Nathaniel Simpson, George McClay, Stephen Baxter, Brian Holmes, and Macaulay, and Nicholas Roti. Some guys, Alex, not having a particularly good time of it this evening.
Yep. Yeah, no, there's been a few that have had a couple of nasty races so far, and we alluded to that earlier, didn't they? It can happen, you know. Just look at like last night in the GT series, you know, Blackall just had a mare, didn't he? He was just like, it's not the final race. He's had enough.
Yep. I didn't blame him really though.
No, not
the
at
track
all.
is.
Who else had a shocker that night? You know, it just happens. Bibby, wasn't it? So,
Bibby, yeah.
You know? So yeah.
He only lasted about 3 laps in each of the races, didn't he? That's about it. Yeah, I think it just can happen. It just can happen sometimes. We've all had those sort of meetings. But now what we're going to do is we're going to figure out who's going to be on pole for race 3.
I'll spin this wheel one. Could be a full one, I'm almost sure of it. Yes, it is. Well, who does that put on pole then?
Pole is Carl Hardy. 38 drivers reversed. So we could see some chaos, absolute chaos going on there because looking at it, I don't mean any disrespect to any of the drivers that are down there, but it doesn't look like there's anybody really out of position, Alex, who's going to come charging through. So the win's up for grabs between those guys, I think.
Oh, that'll be interesting. See how that pans out. So.
Could maybe say Jamie Ayres actually.
Last time was a reasonable grid at 29. We're not that far off that, to be fair. So, but yeah, you do tend to see the full reverse grids bring out a little bit more carnage. But yeah, it'd be good to see how the guys at the front do.
I think Jamie Ayres and Dennis Melcher you're probably looking at from that group. Maybe Adam Broughton Grant as well. But again, would be interesting to see what happens, and I'm looking forward to that, and you should too. And we'll be back after the break when we're going to see it.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be into the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Back to Mid-Ohio for race 3 of 4 in the Mazda MX5, the BSR Winter Series. Andrew Woodhouse and Alex Simpson here for Apex Racing TV, ready for another 12 laps around this circuit, which has produced some great action so far tonight, and I'm sure we'll get some later on in the evening as well. Carl Hardy on pole, Lon Murray 2nd, Craig Jones 3rd, Jamie Ayres 4th, Adam Broughton Grant 5th, Roy Ververke 6th, Dennis Melcher 7th, and Jörg Dankert, Andrew Whitehead and Richard Warmingham rounding out the top 10. Here we go. Lon Murray hasn't managed to make it onto the grid, but Carl Hardy and Craig Jones have got the front 2 rows all to themselves. Great start by Hardy, terrible start by Jones. Already gone alongside him, Jamie Ayres. Round the outside, which of course gives him the inside for 2. Very nearly gets super close to Hardy as well.
Oh, someone's over the
30,
inside.
car 30.
They're checking up big time for the hairpin. A little bit messy.
David Ayres went over the inside. Don't know if he was put there or whether he decided to go there to avoid it. Just having a look in the middle of the pack around where Aero Nom is. Oh, Nom diving through on Kip Stevens. That's a brilliant move. He's managed to take the boosted car as well at the same time. That's Ben Hackerson dropping down the order a little. Here, all the gravel being picked up on the circuit. Drivers using every part of this Mid-Ohio course. 50-odd cars, of course. It's going to be like that. Craig Jones under, Carl Hardy under pressure here from Jamie Ayres. Oh, around the outside of his teammate goes Adam Broughton Grant. Beautiful move there in the result car, and round goes number 45. That is Craig Jones. He got hit. Not sure who by. It looked like Dennis Melcher. And yeah, so Melcher might have to go and visit the steward's office.
Got that overtake from Grant as well. Yeah, like you say, just had the right line, and Hardy was...
Oh, Hackerson and Rizzo. Someone's disqualified. Oh, who it was? Oh, and Adam McNally's over. McNally's over and out. Absolute mayhem there.
The only trouble when there's so
It's
many
still going,
cars,
mate.
isn't there? You know, so hard to get out of the way.
It was still going as well, and it's finally stopped. Lots of cars absolutely trashed.
Looks like Whitehead recovering as well. His car does not look good. There's some side-by-side going on between Rob Graham and Dankert there as well. Ah, they're coming together. People all over the place. There's not a racetrack out there. It's just, yeah, just get between the Armco however you can.
Demolition Derby. Or people on the grass and things like that as well. 22 is Laura Bond. Oh, and she's just been hit by number 6, which is Rob Graham. Jörg Dankert in car 50. Oh, spinner, and it's Aero Nom who's off. Aero Nom's around, and he's been hit. Well, let's say he's been hit. I think he has actually hit car 45, which is Craig Jones. So not the best start to the race, I must admit.
Yeah, around the outside.
It was lucky actually, Alex. There was so much room, around the circuit because it could have easily been a safety car.
Yeah, quite easy. Who was that? He went round the outside of Nom as well in the My Little Pony car.
25.
Quick thinking there, just to dodge around. So.
Thorstein Helgeson.
Oh, we've got more collisions. I'm still on the replay, so Kip Stevens involved in this one, so we'll stay with it and see what's how this unfolds.
Oh, he's still off, mate, and also Berridge is off as well with a lot of damage. Lee Berridge.
Oh, he just got hit from behind. It was like a chain reaction there.
It says annihilated on the side of his car. Oh, Jamie Ayres is off. The leader's off. What earth happened? I don't know because I can't go back and find it.
I can't get live. I'm still watching on replay, so it's okay. I'm going to catch it in real time. Oh, he just got himself all sideways, snapped to the. He was going to lose it to the left, snapped to the right, trying to recover it.
Who's that going up?
Yeah, he's recovering.
I have Docker flying up the inside of Atkinson. Not going to make it work though. That was a bit bit optimistic.
Adam Broughton Grant now has a 4-second lead.
Well, it makes a change to people twatting him off the course, doesn't it?
Well, this is true.
Because that's all that seems to have happened to him this season and last season. Every time you say Adam Broughton Grant, he's been hit by someone, I think. So I'm glad he's having a good fist of it at the front. Dennis Melchit's in second, but again he might have to go and see the stewards. Roy Ververke's in third, and that's a good start by him. Lee Deemer's up 12 places into 4th place from 16th place in the grid. Steve Leverley is in 51st. 51st? Car 51. 5th place, sorry. My teeth back in, I think. Richard Warmingham in 6th. 7th is Stuart Atkinson. 8th is Ayres. Evdoka is 9th. And Waldock is in 10th.
Yeah, McNally. Sorry, Macaulay out as well, so issues for him. I don't know where that was.
Oh yeah, Macaulay in the pits with severe
Rizzo
damage.
and Baxter very, very close to each other.
Baxter and Jones actually, mate, I think. They're a bit closer. Baxter's going to get the move done, I think, in the next few corners if you can get this hairpin right. Actually, he can't, but a good exit. And not much time to use the slipstream here in this car. MX5 is a slipstream heavy machine. In fact, Baxter having to defend more from Rizzo than he is attacking Craig Jones. He's having a look up the inside, but Jones covers the inside line. Well, at the top of the hill, John Roberts is in there as well. Roberts throwing it up the inside. Trying to get through. The SRTC AM champion of 2015, John Roberts. A good battle this, Alex, I think. Going to get a bit feisty at some point, I think. Rizzo having a look in car 666.
David Ayres as well. What happened? Just happened to
he's
Ayres.
made a mess of it. He's off. He's in the gravel. He comes back on. Oh, good thinking, though, just to turn right at the last minute.
Ayres just lost it in the same sense as
Ayres
as Jamie Ayres, yeah.
Oh,
so,
David Ayres and Jamie Ayres.
Yeah. They're spelled differently.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, but only he didn't get the snap back, did he?
Roberts makes a right cock up there, up the inside. He flew up the inside. He had no chance of making it, and he took out his teammate.
Oh no! Get this back.
Not only did he manage to take out Craig Jones, but he took out Baxter as well. Nero Nom nearly bit the dust because of it. Yeah, mate, I don't know what you have you seen it?
Yeah, just went in there hot, didn't he? So
it was very hot, and man's not hot in that occasion. Just not good. The end for John Roberts. He very rarely makes any mistakes, John Roberts, and that time that was a big one. But I suppose, Alex, when you do it, you've got to do it properly, haven't you? Really?
Yeah, that's it. Go big or go home.
That's what you tend to do, isn't it? It's like you don't make a lot of mistakes, but
no,
they're pretty good
true.
ones.
But when I do, I do them well.
Now, we've told this story before on the channel, but I do remember we were in an MX5 race and Alex managed to take out an entire MX5 field in one go.
This is true. You got a nice win there. So I did it well.
Everybody was going, oh, I did it on purpose, I did it on purpose. No, you just cocked it, didn't you?
Big time.
But, oh, Broughton Grant is off!
Oh no, Adam, what have you done?
What on earth has happened to Adam Broughton Grant? He had a 4-second lead. He's lost it. Where has he lost it?
Coming downhill,
oh,
same
it's
place
over
as
the
Josh.
top of the hill. He lost the rear. Same place as Thompson. Oh, Broughton Grant, unbelievable,
it's so clear.
man.
You didn't even need to push that hard.
But again, you said about the MX5, it can do that to you.
Yeah.
You know, it looks like an easy car to drive. You'd be forgiven for thinking that, as it, you know, it's not a quick car. What does it do? 120? Doesn't do a massively great shakes in terms of straight line speed. This thing, but It's a racing car, and it's lively. Dennis Melcher into the lead, but like I say, he's been involved in an incident, so I'm not going to exactly call. I'm not going to definitely cement him in as the race winner at the moment, but Ayres and Dima and Broughton, in fairness, Broughton Grant is still in 5th, although this might be 6th, because on the outside is Steve Leverly, car 51. Steve, can you tell us how you pronounce your name properly? Because I think I've said it about 4 different times over the past, 4 different ways over the past couple of weeks. I'd like a bit of advice on that, to be fair. The man from, where's he from? He is British, UK and Ireland club, so feel free to correct me on that. Everyone else does. Number 50 getting out of the way. That's Jörg Danker, actually, who's had a poor race. I don't know what's happened to German driver. Somebody's going along with no bonnet as well, Alex, down the main straight. I think it's Adam Hedgecock, possibly. Oh no, it's Nicholas Roti, I think, is it? Nicholas Roti. Boosted Motorsport, Annihilated.
Trying to find him. Position, seeing, I cannot find him on my list at all.
Position 39.
Ah, happy right, there he is. Yes, and yeah, like you said, no bonnet on that.
Nicely vented, though. Off goes Lee Dima. Only a little off. But that won't help him keep hold of this 4th place, because Michael Levdocker's quick behind him. Steve Lavallee is there as well in 5th, and then 6th, and then Broughton Grant in 7th, Birmingham 8th, Waldock 9th, and 10th is Max Wright. But it's a big gap between 9th and 10th. There's 9 seconds between David Waldock and Max Wright, Alex. It's a massive split that we're seeing.
That was where all that commotion happened, wasn't it, in turn 2? So really checked everybody up. So.
Yep. 4 to go then here. Well, just 3 to go actually. The leader is across the line, Dennis Melcher. Start lap 10.
Dima and Evdoka very close together as well.
4th and 5th.
I think Evdoka just gets himself past there.
I think the drivers are slowly learning how to race this circuit. I don't mean how to drive the circuit, but how to race among the other cars around here, and where's a good place to stick your nose in. Because of course, Alex, a week of practice is all well and good, isn't it? But when it comes to the race, if you can't deal with around other cars, then you're absolutely stuffed. It's just like hot lapping on an oval, isn't it? When you get the perfect lines and you go into a race and you've done 100 laps and you think, oh yeah, this is okay. Suddenly, with other trucks or other cars around you, it becomes a completely different ball game. And I think that's what we're seeing here tonight.
Yeah, and I think because it's a circuit that the series has never been to, I can't remember when we've ever been to the short. I think they've thrown in the chicane version before.
The long one's been used once without the chicane,
I
and
think
once
it's been thrown in
with.
before, but yeah, I've never seen this one. So yeah, it just takes a little while to get used to learning like where the best places are to attack.
Yeah, exactly, and I do think as well this version of the track does take away the overtaking opportunity. Obviously, the hairpin. Not a genius to work that out, but also it makes this second straight a lot shorter, and really there's not really much of an opportunity into what will be I guess is turn 4 or turn 3 probably now.
Just don't get the run now, do you? That's the thing. So
even in this car.
yeah, exactly. So
biggest mover so far, Alex, will be pleased to hear, Simon Field, who's up 31 positions in the boosted motorsport car. Volted up the order, and yeah,
to see Simon back, I have to say.
I'd be happy with that. The BSRTC veteran, former showdown contender, former championship contender. I think 2015 season, Alex, he became very close to winning
He was right there, wasn't he, towards the end? Yeah.
Just a few bad meetings at the end, wasn't it? And I think one race meeting I think that he missed put him out of contention.
Oh no!
What?
Ayres and
Verke,
yeah.
Oh, Verke, yeah. Now that was for second place. Now Evdoka's going to come through. Is he on Ayres? Got a bit of damage. Ayres going to try the long way around in turn 1. Going to have the inside for 2 though. Evdoka's going to really have to think about this. And try going all the way around the outside. Jamie Ayres, not his first barbecue, but Evdoka is cooking here at the minute. Going to try and go all the way around. You bet.
Not easy there, but
throw
you
it
do
up
get the inside here.
Nicely done.
This is what I love about this
Oh.
circuit. You can get side by side all through this section because the advantage goes now to Ayres and then back to Michael.
Yep. I don't think Ayres is done, but Docker with a brilliant move, really. Took
Plus
a lot
George
of
McClay this lap as well. Final lap. There's our leader.
He didn't go
Quite
near
there
Adam
yet.
Delmont, did he?
Kevin Augustusson as well. Very, very close.
I noticed how you nicely avoided that one. Dennis Melchett then, round the final 2 corners. And he's going to take the win. He's had a good few weeks, Dennis Melchett. And that has topped that one off. Brilliant. Victory in race 3 for him. Michael Evdoka, 19th on the grid. I bet he didn't think he'd finish second in that one. Jimmy Ayres third, Steve
look at
Lavalley
this.
in
They're like 10th, around 10th place.
Fourth.
All very close. Oh, some
Oh,
side by
my
side bit
word.
of damage on the final corner.
big cluster of cars there. Wright, Gustinson, Field, Holmes, Bond and Nom.
Hickling on the final lap, penultimate corner. It's out of control. Don't know if there was contact.
Didn't see it, I'm afraid. Still going to finish ahead of... Who's that? Ahead of Thompson?
Thompson's all battered up, yeah.
Hickling had no speed in the last couple of corners. 22nd for him. Thompson 23rd.
Owen Murray behind Michael Barry. He's only 4/10 there. Just ahead of them is Luke Clark.
Yep. Good scraps all the way down the field though, mate. We can't complain about that on the last lap.
No, not at all. A lot of retirements though, I have to say.
Quite a few. And I'm going to give you those...
For scrappy ones.
Oh yeah, definitely some poor driving out there in the first couple of laps, but after that it was pretty decent. Dennis Melchett with the win then, third race of the evening, third different winner. Michael Evdoka in second place, Jamie Ayres in third, fourth for Steve Lavalley, and then fifth is Adam Broughton Grant, Lee Deemer in sixth. Excuse me, and then Richard Warmingham seventh, David Waldock eighth, Roy Viverke ninth, and Max Wright in 10th. Simon Field in P11, 32 spots gained in the end. Kevin Augustinson in 12th, Brian J. Holmes in 13th, Laura Bond 14th, 15th for Aaron Nom, 16th for Alan McCain. Well, that's 34 spots gained actually, so that's the king of the improvement in that race. Brilliant from McCain there. And Carl Hardy started on pole, finished 17th. Pretty respectable in the end, considering the opposition that he had against him. Steve Hefford in 18th, 19th for Adam McNally, 20th Joe McDonald, 21st for Rizzo, 22nd for Hickling, 23rd for Thompson, then Roberts, Stevens, Atkinson, they were all very close together. Then Van Gool 27th, Adam Hedgecock 28th, Luke Clark 29th, then Barry in 30th, Murray in 31st, Simpson 32nd, Berridge 33rd. One lap down, Gary Feekins, George McClay, Andrew Whitehead, Adam Delmont and Nicholas Rotti. And then retirements, as Alex said, lots of them here. Helgeson, Jones, Dankert, Baxter, Ayres, that's David Ayres, Ben Hackerson, Macaulay, Smith, Graham, Brandon, McIntyre and Lundgren. Okay, reverse grid time then. Stephen Baxter says not a straight panel in sight. Quite a few drivers out there, mate, with the same problem, I think.
Yeah, plenty. Right, let's bring that wheel up then. Give it a spin. Final time of the night. Give me another full.
So it's a full, and that will mean that it'll be Nicholas Rotti who's rotated onto pole position. So we'll see how he gets on. As he'll be alongside Adam Delmont with Whitehead in third, McClay in fourth, and Feekins in fifth. We could see Delmont versus McClay round 2, which could be quite entertaining. So join us back here when sparks could fly at Mid-Ohio as the BSR MX5 Series continues.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
In the outside, contact made. 56 slides it at a 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even. Give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Final race of the evening then in the BSR MX5 Winter Series from Mid-Ohio. And Andrew Woodhouse with Alex Simpson. And Alex, final round, what are you expecting? Another full came out of the reverse grid wheel, so it could be interesting.
Yeah, always interesting when the fall comes out. I'm sure we'll have a good race. Race 4 can sometimes get a little bit messy. Temperatures can raise and whatnot, so I think we'll see a little bit of that. Hopefully we'll see some good racing up front as well.
Boosted Motorsport on the pole with Nicholas Roti, with Adam Delmont second, Andrew Whitehead third, George McClay fourth, Lee Berridge fifth, Simpson, Murray, Barry Clark and Hedgecock make up the top 10 as we're about ready to start. Here we go, revs are rising, red lights are on. Green light is on for the final time, good start by Roti. Decent start as well from Delmont. Second phase is excellent from Delmont. He's really drawing up towards the boosted car, but into turn 1 they come. Everyone flying into this fast left. Oh, I can hear some contact. It's only minor contact. Oh, of course, Thompson. Thompson is off.
Like I said, complete opposite. Like he said on the group, sorry, complete opposite from last week where he had such a great meet and it's just absolutely gone to pot here.
Not getting any better for
Great
him, is it?
shot as they're all streaming.
Oh, crash at the back.
Yep, see it.
And it's
McIntyre involved in that one. David Ayres.
Craig Jones possibly was the culprit on that
Bulldog
one.
Also with damage.
It wasn't Craig Jones. I do apologise. It was a similar looking car though. It looks like David Ayres. What happened to David Ayres? Got into it with somebody went up his inside into the hairpin, and that was Rob Graham. Graham's trying to go through on the grass, it looks like. That sends Ayres into a bit of a tailspin, a wiggle, tank slapper. It goes into McIntyre in the end.
For the lead, sorry Andrew.
Just
Delmont trying to go around the outside, sorry, up the inside. And it gets that done. Oh, there's another big crash somewhere. Brandon's involved in it. A lot of cars. Oh no, sorry, that was just the remnants of the last one dropping down because they all jumped to the pits, wasn't there? Sorry.
Okay.
I just saw him flying down the order. You know how it does that on the live timing. Just to confuse you.
Yeah, sorry
for me anyway.
Sorry about the missing the lead change. I was just dithering about talking about a crash of the back 5 places, but yeah. Adam Delmont looking good at the minute, and fortunately for him at least, like I say, he's not near George McClay, but that could change. Some interesting discussions after Brands Hatch. Nothing we can print here. Nothing we can print, nothing we can say. Oh, here we go, McLean and Whitehead. Whitehead's off. He's clipped the grass, and then clipped the wall, sorry. Well, he sort of half left the door open, and then he squeezed McLean slightly. One of them, Alex, he left the car's width, and then he started to close it and close it.
Yeah, Andrew's having a mare as well, isn't he? Another one. I think he's been involved in something all through all 4 races. Spread apart a little bit towards the actual front.
See, that's where. But by the way, just a quick one on that. That's where it differs from the Malensky and Blackhole one, doesn't it? Because in that one, the car behind was trying to go into half a car's width of space, wasn't it? And in that one, that was a full car's width, and we said at the time that we thought that was nonsense. And whereas this one, that was a more typical accident that you would see. That was more at the fault of the car in front than the car behind. So, yeah, interesting.
Brian Holmes and Aaron Nom having a battle. This is 15th. And actually they're tucked up behind Hicklin and Whitehead now, who's dropped back. So those two seem to be on the track together quite a lot recently. Obviously the Rikmatech series, which they may be resuming their battle, although we're expecting Nom in the Mustang, aren't we?
At some point, I think, yeah. I think possibly is for the start of next season. We'll be bringing that to you here on Apex Racing TV. Adam Delmont, the leader, went very tightly into turn 2. Can't have helped him too much. He does lead Nicholas Roti by about 1 second.
Oh, Hicklin passed Whitehead, and Holmes trying to sweep around the outside of Nom. Nom, I think, will actually have the advantage of the back position. Whitehead trying to defend from 2 cars. Which way does he go? He's going to be surrounded going into the braking zone. Oh,
well,
Nom up the inside. Well, I think that was always as good. Oh no!
Oh no!
And Kip gets wiped out too.
It was a bit clumsy from Nom, Alex. He just left. He just slightly left the nose in. He didn't commit to the. He didn't commit to the overtake, and he didn't back out of it. And unfortunately, that's what we've seen.
That Helgeson got collected by Kip reversing up. It was.
And Whitehead's
this is why you just have to stay still sometimes. But to be fair, Kip probably not expecting a car to be jumping the corner on the inside there. So.
And even though he may have been at fault for the initial incident, Andrew Whitehead, that one, completely not his fault at all. So it shows how it can turn, doesn't it, really? It shows how probably we shouldn't penalise. Oh, Delmont's around the leader again, and that's exactly where Broughton Grant went. No, it wasn't where Broughton Grant went, it was where someone else went when they were leading. McNally, I think it was.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, just lost it through turn 1. Trying to get back on that power. They're obviously just blipping the power coming out of there, and yeah, just got a little bit loose.
It is bumpy in there though, isn't it? But there is a
curve.
There is that
inside,
yellow
if you just
bit.
Catch it wrong. Yeah, exactly.
Which a lot of the time you go onto it and it doesn't really make a difference, does it? And then next lap you'll hit it and you'll go, oh, hang on a minute. Because we used to do that we used to race here regularly in the IndyCar, and that was one thing that we noticed, is that you've got to be careful with it. You can use it, but you can take the mickey. Plus Roti's still doing a fantastic job, and actually now he's the demise of Delmont. George McClay's leading, which will probably please him no end that Delmont has come to grief a little bit. But Lee Berridge in second, and then Peter Van Gool up to third. He's just taken Roti. That's a good move by Van Gool.
Atkinson was around. We just saw that in the background as well. Roti went off.
Atkinson, yeah.
Penultimate corner.
Still on the grass from Atkinson.
Battle behind. That's Simpson and Clark as well. I keep up with everything in this race. Difficult.
Nom's just
3 wide now through the second chicane. Who was that who took full advantage? Delmont moving himself back past Clark there. Good move.
Yeah, Clark ahead of Simpson, who's ahead of Rizzo.
Rizzo having a little look as well.
Got damage, hasn't he? Rizzo, he's going for it. Up the inside. Oh, he hits the curb hard, but makes it work.
To avoid each other there.
Oh, no. Crash in front of them. That's Lord Murray going off.
Automech car. What happened there? I'm going to have a little look at that one back. That's a bit of a...
Just
It might be another 3-into-1 situation.
Well, that was Rotty.
Oh, there's some post after that as well, because Murray's all stationary now all of a sudden.
Well, he crashed with Rotty, and Rotty was on the inside, and he kind of understeered. He understeered in. Murray was sort of turning across Rotty, and Rotty understeered into Murray. So
weird, and Murray just pulls it over and stops. So I don't know if there was damage there that's become terminal.
I'd probably put that about 60-40 on Rotty, but it's I think either of them. I think they were heading for a crash regardless. As Brian Holmes has made his way past Aero Nom. In fact, no, Nom's actually got up to the back of Holmes. Holmes has gained a couple more places though. He's right on the back of Roberts. Nom having a think about it. Who? That long right-hand hairpin. Oh, Roberts with a big twitch. Roberts is all over the shop. Can't get the power down. Oh, that was Holmes up the inside, sorry.
Yeah, door open, yeah, like you say, Holmes through, Nom couldn't quite get through. Gonna have to try and go around the outside, up the hill. He's got a good drive off the corner, he will be side by side. Oh!
Oh, dear
Very,
me.
very close again.
Nom already caused one accident with just
Position
leaving his...
changing around about 20th. Carl Hardy around there, Max Wright, Hackerson, Melcher, and
oh yeah,
Baxter. That's a very good little battle going on there. I mean, just as we clicked to them, they fanned out a little bit through the infield section, but
yeah,
that was really close.
Dennis and Ben having a good battle. Back of that group, just behind Hardy.
Switch back to the non-battle as he has a little look on Roberts into turn 1, sweeps into the corner. He's going to catch that curb, but it's actually Roberts who thought for a moment just got a little bit untidy through there. Completely different lines.
That's one thing about Mid-Ohio, isn't it? You can drive it pretty much how you want, and you pretty much come to the same lap time as the other person who maybe does it completely differently. And Gareth Hickley still ahead of Adam McNally, late on the brakes for him. And behind them is Kevin Augustinson, under pressure from Evdoka. Still side by side. Kevin was quick in the qualifying session, of course. He was in definitely in the top 5.
Holmes having a little look on Hedgecock and through. Although Adam could potentially throw it back up the inside here. He's going to.
Oh, who's that? Nom going really deep into the corner.
Trying to work some space, isn't he, on Hedgecock to get through as well.
Going to struggle because Hedgecock's going to get the tiniest bit of slipstream down this pitch straight just to get an ease away, but then Nom's late on the brakes into the left-hander. Hedgecock on the inside for the right. Oh, maybe a little nudge.
Get a much better drive, don't you, on the outside line there, actually. Corner
camber, it's the camber, and it's a bit of hill there as well. Because of course, on the normal layout, you're going downhill quite quickly, aren't you, through that sort of right-hand kink, which is just a acceleration zone. But that's the exit of this hairpin, and that's why the outside seems to be profitable for these guys. Look at Hickling in there as well for Youth Energy. Energy versus Boosted. The other Youth Energy of
some
McNally.
Contact there, 3 wide off the track.
That was Jamie Ayres going off. Having combat with Augustinson and Evdoka.
Place 3 seconds up the road. Barrington in second place, just to give everyone apprised to what's going on. Peter Van Gaal in third. Van Gaal's already had a win tonight, so we know he's got some pace.
Barrington? Berridge?
Yeah, weird. Berridge, yeah.
He's weaving around the place. I don't know if he's heard us, or whether he's just trying to break the slipstream with Peter Van Gaal. Van Gool's had a good meeting.
Yeah, Pete's had a really good beating actually. We'll see who comes out as top point scorer once the penalties have been applied. Oh, what was that? That was Rizzo and Simpson. Simpson just getting into Rizzo a little bit, has to get out of it, and yeah, the Duff car just loses a whole bunch of time.
Duffed up a little bit.
I'm going to go back to Van Gool because I feel like...
Oh no, it's alright.
He looks like he's got a great opportunity to get a move on Berridge, really closing in. We've only got a couple of laps to go as they cross the start-finish line.
Indeed. Up 11 of 12. Final race of the evening here in the BSR MX5 Winter Series. We've had a good laugh tonight with this. It's been good. Driving all round, really. A couple of silly things. Oh, there's a My Little Pony car off in the wall. That's Helgeson, but he was a lap down anyway, I think.
Closed in quite a lot on this lap, or the last lap with McClay as well. Nearly a
traffic
second.
McClay though, hasn't he? I wonder if
Stevens there.
I wonder if that's had something
battered up.
If that's had something to do with it. Of course, it's what Martin Brundle always says, isn't it? When you come to the traffic, when you're the leader, you're the one that wakes all the traffic up and makes them realise that everyone else is coming through. Wonder if he's just maybe second-guess lapping somebody, or off goes Van Gool. Not going to hurt him too much. In fact, he got a great run despite going onto the grass. MX5 doesn't seem to care about the loose surfaces very much, does it?
No, it's similar to the Kia in that sense.
Unless you brake on the grass, that's the only problem you have. Great run by Van Gool. He wants to take second place away from Lee Berridge. White flags in the air, final lap. Can Peter Van Gool for Youth Energy take second, or will it be Boosted Motorsport with Lee Berridge? Berridge with the tight line, Van Gool with the big, long, sweeping line, and look at the momentum he's got, Alex.
Definitely an opportunity here. He's going to have to sweep around the outside though when he gets down towards turn 3. It's not complete yet. Maybe a switch back late on the brakes for Berridge. That was good.
It was very good.
Compromises his line a little bit there, but
now he just holds.
Yeah, parks it on the apex. Good driving.
Holds the inside line at the top of the hill. Getting in the way. This, of course, is allowing McClay to just cruise around this final lap. He knows victory's safe as long as he keeps it on the road. Here he comes then. Just the final 2 corners to go. Well, final 3 corners or so for George McClay. Final switchback section. And a 4th different winner of the evening. Going to come now because George McClay takes the checkered flag here at Mid-Ohio and takes race 4. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Berridge in second. Van Gool third, and then it's Delmont ahead of Luke Clark.
If Doku and Hicklin, they're very close as they cross the line.
Close.
McDonald and Hedgecock also very close, and just behind them as well.
All sorts going on still, isn't there, behind? Graham, Warmingham, Jones and Barry. Quite close together. Oh, Warmingham nearly sneaking past on the final corner. Don't know if Graham's got a problem there, but just about hangs on to 27th place. 19 positions gained for him. We're still waiting on a couple more cars. Robert Lundgren coming over in position 33. Then Laura Bond, the last car to finish. It's not been the best meeting for the My Little Pony team, has it, Alex? It's been knocked around a bit.
Yeah, no, we haven't seen much of them really, have we, today?
Nope. I've not indeed, but it's mostly been about Youth Energy up there. Got a lot of drivers, Youth Energy, but going to be using them well. Van Gool, they're in third again. All about George McClay. Excellent victory there. Taking the 4th one of the evening. Right then, he takes the win over Lee Berridge in second, Peter Van Gool third, Adam Delmont in 4th, Luke Clark in 5th, Cesare Rizzo in 6th, Brian Holmes 7th, Nathaniel Simpson in 8th, John Roberts 9th, and Gareth Hickling rounding out the top 10. Michael Evdocker 11th, 12th for Jamie Ayres, 13th Aaron Om, 14th Adam McNally, 15th for Roy Ververke, 16th is Max Wright, 17th Ben Hackerson, 18th for Kevin Augustinissen, Nicholas Roti in 19th, he was the pole sitter, 20th for Adam Hedgecock, Joe McDonald 21st, Anwar Smith in 22nd, good improvement from him there, Carl Hardy 23rd, Dennis Melch at 24th, 25th for Steve Lavalley, Broughton Grant in 26th, Rob Graham in 27th as we saw, Richard Warmingham 28th, Craig Jones 29th, 30th Michael Barry, 31st Jörg Danker, 32nd Stuart Atkinson, 33rd Robert Lundgren, Laura Bond 34th, last car on the lead lap, and then retirements. We lost several cars as Alex pointed out a couple of laps ago. Baxter, McCain, Stevens and Helgeson bit the dust there. Whitehead we saw have a couple of incidents. Lorne Murray was 7 laps down. And all of these guys we lost in the first 3 laps. Simon Field, Lee Deemer, Dan McCauley, Steve Hefford, David Ayres, Josh Thompson, David Waldock, Johnny Brandon, and Jack McIntyre makes up the 49 car field.
A good race, good meeting. There was some good, some good battles throughout. Yeah, some typical BSR, which we just come accustomed to, and that's kind of what happens with the with these reverse grids. So if you're not familiar with it, when you're watching it, think some of it's crazy, but that's just the nature of it. But a lot of fun when you start to learn how to drive the series, and I think some new faces in this series, and actually starting to get a little bit to grips with it as well. So I am going to be interested to see how this goes for the rest of the season.
Yeah, indeed, and it was nice as well to have a meeting in the MX5 where the slipstream didn't really matter. The guys could just race, and that was that's definitely something I think that the admins definitely should look at going forward. Some more of these shorter tracks, I think it brings better action out there. So that's my opinion. So we all know that doesn't mean a great deal, but I think it suits the action better when there's not as many long straights to rely on and pull other drivers along, even if they're maybe half a second a lap slower, something like that. Right. Okay, thank you everybody for watching tonight. We've run over a little bit, so apologies to anybody who's waiting for the interview, but we're going to call it a day for this. But join us again back here. In fact, the next race that we have is Thursday, isn't it?
Thursday,
with the Rallycross series, and I was a part of that last week, and it was quite an interesting series, and I'm sure it'll be entertaining for us. All kinds of mayhem was going on, so we'll have to get our I don't know what we'll have to do, but we'll have to get our energy drinks out or something. Maybe the Youth Energy boys can hook us up, I don't know. But
hopefully they can. We'll see.
And can being the operative word, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, I'm sure we'll see that. But join us again on Thursday for Apex Racing TV for the BSR, for the Touring Car Winter Series. And from all of us here in the MX5s, it's good night, and we'll see you next time.